Hello and welcome to an evening at the Quill and Tankard. An evening at the Quill and Tankard with the hosts of the Maester Monthly podcast, the moderators of the Song of Ice and Fire subreddit. We are spending the evening together to discuss the season 8 trailer, the trailer for the final season of Game of Thrones. We're probably going to spend about 10 hours discussing every single frame. So strap in, get yourself a big bucket of popcorn, a jug of water. I am one of your hosts, Michael, also known as Bookshelfstud.
And I am another one of your hosts, Eliana, also known as Glass Table Girl.
And I am another one of your hosts, Matt, also known as JoeMagician.
Hey y'all, I'm fellow moderator and sometimes guest Fat Walda.
Another one of the hosts. So, I mean, usually we have all this preamble and shit that we do at the beginning, but no, this time we are jumping straight into that sweet, sweet hashtag content. So today, March the 5th of the year of our Lord 2019, the trailer for season 8 of Game of Thrones dropped. The first trailer, maybe, if there's more. It's what, like 2 minutes long total, I want to say, about.
The title screen, sure.
And add the links at the end, yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, just shy of 2 minutes. And I don't know. I mean, it's fairly dense. There's a lot to talk about in this trailer. So let's begin with the very first thing, the HBO logo. Now, I don't know about you guys, but oh shit, that's not the first thing.
Well, it is the first thing, but I didn't get a screenshot of the HBO logo because everybody knows what that looks like. Yes.
So we'll be presenting some helpful visual aids along with our insightful discussions today. So this is the first shot of the trailer, right? This is Arya. She's panting. She looks like she's just been chased through the streets of Bravos. Yeah.
Wait, so we're actually just blowing by the HBO logo? Like, there's a lot of subtle nuance there.
I'm sorry, Matt. I know this was, this is hard for you.
That's all I care about.
Yeah, do you want to get hype about HBO for a second?
No, I'm good, actually.
Okay.
As the notes say, tense music.
Yeah, it does start with tense music. Good call. Music continues, the notes say. There's heavy breathing and grunting in this scene. So it does open up with
context. That's not great.
Oh god. Oh no. So it does it opens up with Arya like running, she's breathing heavily. Later photos will show like the blood on her. Yeah, I don't know. What did you guys make of this? It looks like she's in Winterfell at the very least. Maybe in the crypts.
It kind of looked like she was just running through the castle, and General Grey Area put out a breakdown of this, and she talked about the wall sconces, and everyone knows wall sconces are the ultimate in proof. So
they are.
It kind of seems like Winterfell. I'm curious what she's running from exactly. Like, a lot of people have thought that maybe the whites can't get over the walls or get into the crypts for some reason, like Bloodraven's cave or the wall itself. So what's going on that she has to run from?
Right. I mean, I know I've seen it suggested that like the dead are being raised from the crypts somehow.
I'm a strong proponent of that theory.
Yeah. Okay. because of the iron swords that Bran took way back in season 2, that really just fucked things up for everybody.
Bran, you dingle.
You dingle.
He's a ding dong. The other possibility is, I don't know if I don't think in this trailer we've seen the Golden Company get that far north, but if they like betrayed the Starks and the Alliance of Winterfell in a key moment, maybe that's why she would actually look scared and run. Like, she'd be prepared for the whites, I guess, maybe unprepared for a fight inside Winterfell from people that were supposed to be her friends.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, this does look separate from the scenes we see her fighting later, where there appears to be a big battle and smoke and fire.
Yeah, that's true. We get that like reddish tinged background later,
but
right?
It definitely looks like she's been into something.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have a good shot of her her bloody face?
I know it might be. Yes, the running.
Yeah.
So she's hiding at the beginning still, and then she takes off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks very much. I don't know. Looks like a stealth action game, but she's clearly like taking some shots to the noggin here, right?
Also, the case in the stealth action game, you got number of hit points. You can get hit in the face a couple of times and still be fine.
That's a great point. Yeah, This is clearly she's actually playing like a VR video game of the
I'm just
Battle of
throwing this
Winterfell.
out there. I would absolutely play like a Shadow of Mordor style game with Arya. That'd be amazing.
Oh,
Okay, you
dude.
joke about that, but I did actually wonder if it could be a dream.
Oh,
So maybe. Oh, interesting.
Probably not, but since it seems to be so separate from everything else we see in the trailer.
right. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. Yeah. I mean, I since there is a big battle, it doesn't seem crazy to me that she'd be, running at some point, but it does feel very much like John's dreams in the books of running through the crypts or like being trapped in the crypts. And I don't know. I mean, Eliana, I think you've noted that, Arya running in tunnels is a thing, right?
Yeah, it's something that's kind of been set up about her since like the beginning of the story, right? She's running through the bowels of King's Landing a lot, especially after the Lannisters start taking over her family and coming for the Starks. And then they repeated that idea in Bravos, where she's running from the waif, and after running through all of the different parts of Venice, she decides to jump.
Amsterdam.
Oh, I'm sorry, Amsterdam. My bad.
New Amsterdam. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, speaking of HBO,
Hey.
this is the new Wire series. No, that'll be amazing. Yeah, so they repeated all of that in Bravos, and she leads them underground and fights the waif, right? In pitch dark. And here it's obviously very dark again. The long night come again, or like, I don't know, the medium-sized night, because presumably there's some sort of victory. Who knows?
Let's hope so. Yeah.
And the long night is going to be its own show.
That's a very good point. They don't want to spoil that IP coming up. All right, what's our next image?
Well, so
yeah,
interspersed between the shots of Arya running, we have some other things. So,
our
sweet cinnamon roll.
Oh, Davos.
Sweet Davos.
Davos.
What a lovely boy. There's not much to say about that except that we just all love him and support him. We want him to know that.
So sad in this shot. He's like hunched over.
You know what? He looks like the way he looked on the boats at Blackwater. Like he's like pacing, looking kind of nervous about this whole situation. I don't know. Yeah. Thinking of what would Stannis do?
There's so there's the voiceover here as well, where you hear Arya begin with her part of dialogue. And she says, "I know death."
Oh no. While Davos is on screen. No.
Yeah, does that mean something?
Please no.
And then there's more shots of Arya running.
Yep.
You can see at 13 seconds that she has the obsidian dagger in her hand that comes up later in the trailer.
Nice.
I don't think I got a good shot of it here, but you can see it.
So then, obviously it makes you wonder if like this is really just a tense action scene of her hiding in the crypt from like a walker that somehow infiltrated the castle or something, right? Like,
yeah, it is kind of strange that she's running through what looks like 3 different corridors and sees nobody in a castle that should be bristling with like soldiers and guards and people. So where's everybody else here?
Great. Yeah.
They all dead.
I mean, honestly, we expect many, many characters to die, and I don't.
Dude,
does anybody really think Winterfell's going to survive this season?
I mean, I like that. Yeah, because the big battle, they have said explicitly, like this is not a secret or a spoiler or anything, that the big battle that is going to happen in episode 3 of 6. And so, you'd assume there's like 3 more episodes worth of story after that. So the walkers can't be like 100% defeated. So you'd assume that, I don't know. Yeah. Like,
I kind of assume that Winterfell will. It could fall, but I think it's going to be rebuilt again, probably by the end of the season, especially if we
Mm.
still have some Starks standing, because
Mhm. Mhm.
I think that Winterfell has been presented within the story as like an objective correlative when it comes to House Stark, when
Yeah.
an objective correlative is like it's very much like a symbol in a story that but it is doing multiple things in which it shows the state of like X thing and is representing some other thing while also being an object that is driving the plot and the story forward. So Winterfell is represents House Stark, right? It's a
Mhm.
wonderful, lively, strong place. A little bit broken. We have the broken tower, and we see that brokenness in Ned, and then it falls, and as it falls, all the Starks are scattered to the wind, some of them start dying, but then we see them start rebuilding, and of course, there's that awesome moment, right, where they, like, drop the Stark banners and, like, "We did
Yeah.
it," and then
Oh.
Winterfell looks so triumphant in that moment again, and if there is a House Stark, then there will be a Winterfell.
It's the house of House Stark, right? Like it's the physical structure that is the house. Yeah.
I think you just quoted Thor Ragnarok. This could be Winterfell. Sure.
Winterfell is wherever its people go.
Right, right.
No, but Winterfell is literally there and nowhere else. Is what I'm saying. Um, yeah. No, interesting. Right. Oh, okay. So now we have Varys in the crypts, which I didn't even realize they were in the crypts when I watched the trailer. But
See the statues in the background here.
yeah. And on the left side of the screen, I believe the first person I saw who pointed this out was Liza and Arbor on Twitter. Chloe, friend of the show, friend of the cast. That's Sam and Gilly right there, or Little Sam rather. Little Sam and Gilly, probably. A little blurry, but if you squint,
Oh, yeah.
you can kind of make it out.
You know,
Um,
when you look at them all like this and you think of the statues in the background as wax figures, everyone else looks like a wax figure too.
wow, that's profound. It's powerful stuff. Yeah, I mean, this is clearly the civilians hiding out during the battle, right? Like,
Yeah, this is the throne room of King's Landing. Hope maybe Cersei somehow is off there still drinking and taunting Sansa.
I like that. Yeah, it's the Maegor's Holdfast. It's, I mean, super Helm's Deep vibes. Like they've talked about Helm's Deep in the interviews about this season and how it's been an inspiration. But like the civilians hiding in the caves of Helm's Deep. I mean, this is that. Like, it just is.
That's true. And I hope we'll see the ride of the Rohirrim out of the Hornburg. Is there a Hornburg in Winterfell? I think they should have a Hornburg.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's the Broken Tower.
The Broken Tower, that's the Hornburg. One thing about this picture is a lot of people are giving Varys crap for being down there. And like on one hand, yes, he probably should be out fighting. On the other hand, he's Varys. Like,
yeah,
it's not going to be super useful.
No.
So like I kind of like Janos Slynt gets a lot of crap because he actually was a captain or the head of the Gold Cloaks. Varys has never been a fighter.
Exactly. Yeah. He should be down with the civvies.
And if he dies, then that's just another like body for the others to use.
Totally.
But also,
yeah.
Janos Slynt was the head of the Gold Cloaks, is what you say?
I like the Arya, what she's saying during this, where it says he's got many faces, which kind of works for Varys because as a mummer, he does change his face quite a lot.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a good call. Yeah, the voiceover matches pretty well in some places, doesn't it? That's a good one.
I would say Davos knows death pretty well at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have more Arya running.
That is Arya. It's a little dark, as all of Game of Thrones is. I really hope the whole season's not like this dark.
Then she finishes her quote here. He's got many faces. I look forward to seeing this one.
Yes.
Ooh.
And she's holding the obsidian dagger, clearly before the battle because she's not blood spattered. What do you guys think she's referring to here? Or who is she talking to? And or both?
Well, the obvious one is the Night's King. Like she's been getting her assassin training like for exactly this moment. Like maybe not directly, but like this is her purpose for like being trained in like a story level. But I don't know. I also thought about this and wondering maybe this is the only way to kill Gregor Clegane too, since he's basically a white at this point. He took that mace to his chest and was like, no big deal. Usually that's not cool. So, I mean, obvious one's Night King, but Gregor also works if she's thinking about killing him, since I think he's still on her list.
When was the last time she mentioned her list?
Oh gosh.
Last season, she said, well, most of them are dead.
Oh,
it's true.
Right.
I read that the he's got many faces. I look forward to seeing this one as more of a general, she's trained to give death, and she knows all of the different faces of death from Braavos, but the White Walkers and the others are an aspect of death that she's never experienced before.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. It's definitely her. I feel like it's definitely her talking about the others and White Walkers since she's looking at the obsidian. Maybe just saying she's like looking forward to killing a White Walker. Maybe more of a broad sense of like, I don't know. I am in a scientific way looking forward to
exactly.
Yeah.
This is her wheelhouse. Death, right. Killing things.
She's a death expert.
This is
yeah. She pretty much got an undergraduate's in death, actually.
She even learned to embalm.
Oh,
which
wow.
is an important part.
That's a good point.
Of taking care of the dead,
Because fire burns, but ice preserves.
That's true. Maybe, but I don't think Arya actually learned to cremate. She only learned to embalm.
So she didn't learn to bomb. She learned to embalm.
Yeah, she didn't really complete that last seminar class.
Right, yeah. Now, who do you think she's talking to here? Because I kind of think it's Sam giving her the dagger, but I've seen some arguments to the contrary.
I think it's Bran, because he already armed her to kill Littlefinger last season with the dagger that Littlefinger gave him. Yeah, that's how it went.
Yep.
And it seems like in this trailer, and Bran's role in the upcoming season is going to be directing like almost the Black Ops part of what's going on, the behind the scenes stuff, like not the actual battle itself, because you're not going to beat the White Walkers in a battle. You have to beat them some other way.
Yes.
So if he's giving her a mission and the tool to do it, that would make sense for kind of what his role in the story is now.
I could see that too. Yeah. Does he know? He knows. Oh yeah, of course he knows obsidian works.
And he's the only one that saw how the Night's King was created, so he probably knows intimately what he is and how he can actually be stopped.
Good point. Yeah.
Now, is to continue the Game of Thrones. I mean, Game of Thrones. This is Game of Thrones. Of course, we're going to continue that. To continue the Lord of the Rings references. What franchise are we talking about?
Wild Cards.
Is this going to be a I am no man moment?
Oh, like a taking down the Witch King type thing, but taking down the Night King instead, and it's like Arya is the Eowyn figure here. Although
because nobody expects, the little girl.
Spanish Inquisition.
I was fucking hell. Yeah. No one expects the faceless man Inquisition. Yeah, that's a good. I don't know. I feel like the Night King victory. I feel like in the show, at least, they've been building it up with Jon so much. I would like to see them surprise us and do something else with it. Arya would be a cool alternative, I think.
It would make the fans happy.
It sure would. Yeah. But we'll get to Jon in a little bit. He shows up in this trailer like a couple times.
Who?
Jon?
I'm sorry, do you mean Aegon?
Jon stuff. God. Yes, I do mean Aegon. That's right. Great call.
Aegon?
Oh,
yes.
Hey.
Aegon.
With the gold company? No?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, good transition. Yeah. Young Griff is on these ships, right? Yeah. I did see like these ships actually don't match the ones from like the next shot. Where we see Silence with its big double masts. So I saw people suggesting this could be Theon with a couple ships. Which I don't know where Theon would get some fancy Greyjoy ships on such short notice, but I don't know. Maybe he found some used ones or something.
Yeah, that's a pretty fancy squid there on the masthead.
It really is.
Figurehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also only 3 ships, and like,
Hmm.
Euron has a couple more than that.
It's true.
I mean, he built the greatest fleet anybody has ever seen from an island with no wood. So I mean, yeah.
Maybe this is what the greatest fleet from an island with no wood looks like.
This is it, boys.
This is the actual fleet. The other one was an illusion.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
So the trailer follows this up with a shot.
Oh, what a shot! So see, there's all those ships in the background. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's clearly Silence with the mask going off to the side.
Yeah, those cool wing things.
things.
But that's obviously not the eye-catching thing here. The eye-catching thing here is season 1 Jaime Lannister at the prow of the ship.
I seriously thought that's who that was at first.
Same. Absolutely. Yeah. But the soldiers are all wearing gold. This guy's wearing sort of a golden-y looking thing. So presumably it is the Golden Company with Harry Strickland at the head. Euron's probably there too somewhere.
He's got some interesting looking armor going on. It's like, I don't think I've ever seen stuff like that. It's like, it's not like a flat plate. It's like weirdly like abs on his back.
I love it, dude. It looks like it's some Star Wars looking armor.
Yeah,
it
looks futuristic.
It's very like Renaissance, more styled the way it's cut like a human body.
That would fit a lot with the Golden Company in the books, because their whole thing is that they have combined arms tactics and like that kind of like post-medieval level of coordination, which is why they have a leg up on everyone.
He's also got some really fancy pants.
God,
real fancy pants.
Or a large adult diaper.
Yeah, it could be.
Adult small clothes. I did see, Gray Area on Twitter suggested that he could be wearing Blackfire, the sword.
Yeah. She said that in her video, which was interesting. That's not what I would think Blackfire would look like, but I mean, maybe it's just because of the name. I expect it to be a black sword, but that's probably not right.
I mean, and they also didn't do like Valyrian steel super, like in the show it's really dark, but or in the books it's really dark. In the show it's not as much. But I don't know, do you guys think that they did cast Harry Strickland. This is presumably him. Do you think that we will get any whiff of like Blackfires or like the young Griff kind of thing? Or is it purely just going to be Harry Strickland is a like no nonsense mercenary with a cool sword?
Yep.
The second one, because like Harry Strickland from the book is like, he's homeless Harry Strickland. His feet are always hurt. He's always wrapping them up and being carried around. He's like the least impressive commander the Golden Company's ever had, and that's not what this dude is. This dude is like maximum Jaime.
Yeah, absolutely. It almost feels like he's the he is the Aurain Waters to Jaime's Rhaegar.
Ooh, interesting. I only have one complaint about this scene, and that there's clearly no elephants. Where are my elephants?
Where are my elephants?
They're swimming.
Swimming.
On the squids. They're squid elephants. Giant squid. That's the Kraken. It's an elephant plus a squid, because like lizard lions, we can do that.
Wow.
Damn.
Joining us tonight, HP Lovecraft. What?
Krakens and elephants.
Isn't a trunk basically just one giant tentacle? I want us to all think about it.
Yes.
I don't think tentacles can drip.
Yes.
I don't think that.
I don't think you're an expert in owning tentacles, Matt.
Tell me about my tentacles.
You
Ilian.
have
You don't know
not
about
watched the same animes that I have.
No.
No, I don't want to know the animes.
I don't think that taking elephants to a battle in the snow is a good idea. You can ask Hannibal about that one.
Yeah, that's true. Harry Strickland's the type of guy who would know about Hannibal's foibles and successes and
in
failures.
The Alps. Yeah.
Yeah, in the Alps.
So are we saying this isn't the same ship as the previous?
Yeah, because those giant mast things sticking off the wings or whatever, that were so distinctive on Silence last season. They're not on these 3 little ships.
No, these ships even rigged differently than the ones in the background of the other?
Oh, I think they are, because the others have those triangular.
They have triangular sails.
Wow.
You can see in the background. Look how many there are. They can't. Those don't even look like the same ships.
That's really clever.
Theon on the ship? He wasn't on the ship with them, right? When they left Dragonstone, because if he's on Dragonstone, there could be wood there for him and Asha to build. I guess 3 ships.
Well, Yara's still.
Sorry, Yara.
Yara.
Oh fuck! It's taken me 8 seasons to get that.
I still haven't gotten it, apparently.
Great.
So this is the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
Oh, wow.
Of the Greyjoy siblings.
Wow. Yeah. The 3 heads of Columbargan.
What was that?
Columbargan.
Columbargan the Great.
Columbargan the Ruiner of things. Yeah, we every year we celebrate Columbargan's Day.
I mean, that's a thing though. Theon doesn't show up anywhere else in the trailer.
Yeah, and he was on that the Entertainment Weekly cover. There are characters that didn't from that cover that didn't make it into the trailer. So
like Euron himself.
Oh shit! Yeah, good point.
Yeah, so mystery.
I think Euron is coming up the stairs just below like the scabbard. There's someone coming, I think, up a set of stairs to that prow area. Do you see like there's like a shoulder underneath Harry Strickland's scabbard? Yeah. Down there. I don't know. I think that's Euron. Or he could be the guy with the sideburns and mutton chops over on the left talking to another Ironborn.
I hope that's him.
That would make sense.
They're like carrying something. I don't see Euron as being a manual labor kind of guy.
Great point. Yeah. I'll be honest, the first time I saw this, I was watching it on my phone in the bathroom at work because I wanted to watch it with the sound like all the way up. But so I was squinting at it and I was like, oh my God, is Euron wearing Valyrian steel armor? But no, it's just a different person.
Entirely.
Yeah. But for a moment.
Is anyone else surprised the Golden Company is all wearing matching uniforms? Like, that's not their thing, right? They're like a ragtag bunch of knights from the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah. I mean, I think the show's Golden Company is very, very much going to be different.
Is anyone surprised they included the Golden Company at all in the show? I mean, like, why bring them in now?
Well, Stannis brought them up. Davos suggested hiring them in like season 2 or 3.
4.
Stannis scoffed and said, "They're sellswords."
Yeah,
classic Stannis.
Fucking idiot. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, like they brought them up. I am surprised that they're bothering to like incorporate a new character like Harry Strickland. I mean, he's probably not gonna be a big character, but like, I don't know. Yeah.
They got to fill those other 3 episodes, I guess.
Exactly. Right. With Cersei's war. Yeah.
Speaking of.
Are we
speaking of? No, I don't know. The next image is.
They survived. They lived.
Hey, look, it's these 3 guys. They're in the show this season. That's why they're in this shot.
Mm-hmm. It looks like they're exploring the mines of Moria.
They're running from the Balrog.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of, yeah.
Right? Like, Beric is, leading them through. It is Ed, Tormund, and Beric. I mean, that's definitely Ed.
Yes.
On the left. Yeah. Hooray!
I mean, where are they running, though? Because is this them running through Eastwatch? Because as soon as the wall fell, which looked like they were on, the Whites swarmed. So If they escaped, I'm impressed.
I think this is Winterfell.
Okay.
I mean, like, there's nothing to base that on in this shot. Just that, like, I don't know. We saw so much here.
Somebody out there can analyze those doors for us.
Oh gosh, someone will. I bet. I'm shocked someone hasn't.
Someone must. Please, for us, do it.
You have no chance and no choice.
There's not any wall sconces to go on, so
this is hard mode.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely hard mode. I like that the three of them are buddies, though. I'm glad they're sticking together. It's also fun that the Bran's voiceover kicks in now, and he starts saying over the shot, "Everything you did brought you where you are now." Like he starts saying that, you know, it continues over some other shots, but that's something Beric was big on last season. Was like, you know, everything we did brought us to this point. Like, you know, very kind of fatalistic. So I don't know. Again, it's a nice little matchup, I guess.
Yep, good matching of a speech that is probably in no way about Beric, Tormund, and Ned.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But isn't it? I mean, like, if it all brought them back home, maybe you know, you were talking about how people can just make home things are. Maybe they're home for each other now.
Home. Let me go home.
I like that song. It's a good song.
I've been
always wherever I'm with you.
Songing it lately, yeah. Been like doing a throwback.
Yeah, for sure.
That something Edward something in the Electric Zeros?
Edward
Stark in the
Whoa.
Starks. We're working on it. We're workshopping it.
Eddard Stark and the magnetic Daarios, I think, is the.
All I'm saying is those swords are made out of iron, so they could be magnetic.
Definitely how magnets work.
Technically, I think fire resets the domain, so I'm not sure if it would stay magnetic if it were on fire.
Don't you science me.
That's Dr. Frey Bolton, I believe.
Dr. Professor Frey Bolton.
Dr. Frey Bolton worked hard to earn that doctorate.
In iron,
though.
In magnets. Yes.
In magnets.
How do they fucking work?
Yeah.
I have my magnetic link and it just sticks to all the other ones because
that's so annoying. Oh wow.
That's the clasp that you use to put your maesters chain on and off.
Nice.
Safety release.
Yeah. Great. Good.
Right.
Yeah. Next,
we've got Bran talking to Sam, and Sam looks over his shoulder.
Yep. There's definitely someone like in his eyes too, right? Like, I feel like if we did a
enhance.
Yeah, enhance. But I feel like he's looking at someone, right?
Oh, I thought you meant Sam is Macumba.
He's blue-eyed. He's not blue-eyed, but you know, blue-eyed giant named Macumba.
I just like
he is the last
say
of the
that.
giants.
He's the last of the giants?
Yeah, Macumber's a giant.
No, I thought you were saying Sam was the last of the giants.
No.
I am the last of the giants. I mean, Sam and Bran have a conversation at the end of last season, so it feels like this is basically a continuation of that scene, right? Is them like worriedly conferring together, like, "Oh, holy shit! Did you know that Jon is
banging his aunt?"
Yeah. They see them come in together, and Sam's like putting his head in his hands. He's like, "Oh my god, what have we done?"
Please use the correct term. They went to the Bone Mountains.
Oh yeah, they took it to Vise Teloro, the Bone Zone. Yeah. So which one of them do you think actually spills the beans to Jon about who parent?
Yeah, I think it's a good chance it's one of them.
I would agree.
I'm gonna throw this out there. Sam has the worst poker face of all time. So when he sees Jon, he might just like go like, "Ooh, hey, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah,
nothing's wrong."
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like awkwardly starts dropping stuff everywhere, and like, yeah.
Oh, look, it's Daenerys, not your aunt.
Yeah. Watch him just like blurt it out. You know, like they meet at the courtyard of Winterfell, and he's like, "Jon, that's your aunt, buddy."
This sounds like Eurotrip.
Hang
out with your sister.
So I'm imagining Jon comes into the room with these two, and they look at him, and then like the Seinfeld theme starts playing, and just cuts to the just fade to black. Episode 2.
Or like that scene with Aemon where he says a Targaryen alone in the world, and then Jon's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Do you think Jon finds out right away when he gets back? Are they going to try and hide it from him somehow? Like, do you think they're going to stretch it out? I guess is what I'm wondering.
I think that they probably were going to wait until like a good moment, but then they're probably going to see that Jon and Dany are like a couple and be like, "Oh no, we have to tell them right away."
Yeah, right, sure.
I don't know what the big deal is. They're Targs.
Yeah, exactly. People marry their cousins all the time, like, in the story, not IRL. Although it does happen.
It does happen IRL. We have presidents who've done it.
That is true. That's a fact. Wasn't Eleanor Roosevelt? Wasn't she related to FDR?
I think so.
Yeah. And don't even get me started on the Kennedys.
Okay.
I'm not going to get started on the Kennedys.
I'm sorry. Did you mean Baylor Breakspear?
Oh my God, I did. Yeah, because they even went out the same way.
Oh my God.
R.I.P. guys. Yeah. Wow, this really took a turn. Let's keep going.
Keep moving on.
Wait, I thought of something funnier. So what if like what if Sam like draws out a family tree with Arya and Lyanna?
Oh.
He's like, "All right, so look, this is what Gilly discovered. This is our cool new thing. Oh, look, Rhaegar and Lyanna. Wait, they had a kid. Huh, how about that, Jon?"
Right. I like the idea that Jon is like too dumb to understand it without a diagram.
Yeah, he's
It's like they explain it to him and he's like, I don't follow.
like,
what?
"See, Jon, you have to understand, you look like Arya and Arya looks like Lyanna. Therefore,
That doesn't sound. I think Brandon Stark's my father.
it's
Brandon
Dane, my
Ashara.
mother."
Yeah. John becomes like a truther about Brandon and Ashara.
The fisherman's daughter. I knew it.
Yeah. Oh boy. Great. Next, King's Landing, the Red Keep.
That's cute.
It's only a model. Shh. Move on quickly. So now we come to Cersei and Qyburn. Qyburn is looking at Cersei like she just said or did the dumbest thing ever. Which, if Qyburn's looking at you that way, that's not a good sign, I think. Yeah. What do you think is happening here, guys? Like, I feel like this is her waiting for Euron and the Golden Company to arrive, but
She looks pretty smug.
Yeah, things have gone well for her, and she's wearing Greyjoy colors.
Oh, and her chains are like tentacles.
Ugh.
Tell me about tentacles, Eliana.
The pauldrons,
It's like an
though,
elephant trunk.
Those
on her shoulders do actually kind of look like tentacles.
They do. Oh yeah, like reaching up, like
Creepy.
and
Lewd.
yeah, lewd. Obviously, we do have the mountain as well, and everyone now has matching helmets. They have the same Goomba helmets from Super Mario Brothers, the movie. Yeah. Did they have those helmets last season? Am I just forgetting?
The rest of them?
Yeah, the rest of the Kingsguard. Maybe they did.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't even remember that Asha and Yara is not.
Okay, fair point. We've never seen this show, I guess.
I feel like they did.
Yeah, maybe they did.
I think they
It's
did.
still
but
ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't understand what they were thinking with this. It just looks so ridiculous. They look like a bunch of shredders.
But my understanding from the post that Dr. Frey Bolton made on the Song of Ice and Fire subreddit is that like armor was ridiculous anyway. Right? Like people were just very extra in their outfits.
I think
feel
it's
like-
true.
This is ridiculous in a different way.
Yeah, like the ridiculous that Dr. Frey Bolton showed us was like, instead of it looking like a hound's mouth, it was just like the most ridiculous dog I've ever seen. Didn't even look like a dog. It looked like an anteater.
It really did. Yeah, it was very much an anteater. It really made me make this face.
I'm so glad you're in control of screen sharing now.
I'm just gonna shit post the whole time. No, I do like there's these sort of bladed elements on her pauldrons that kind of match the blades on the helmets. It's this really kind of sharp look they've got going for her that kind of connects her to the Iron Throne. You know, like the blades of it, wearing the blades. I don't know. There's something going on there, which I like. But they do look like they're wearing Shredder's helmet from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. All right, what's next? Okay, this is a youth. This is a sandy-haired youth who is in a tree, as you can see from this tree right here.
It's Wex.
It's Wex. Oh my!
Finally,
God.
Wex Pike.
I knew Wex Pike was going to be in the show. Thank goodness. It's Bran is saying the word home, and this little kid is watching the Unsullied march through Wintertown towards Winterfell, which is up in the corner. This is Wintertown outside of the walls.
I thought it was Bran at first because my brain was like, sure,
Right?
he could climb a tree.
Yeah, and because it mirrors so well that Bran in season 1 watching from the walls of Winterfell, looking at Robert, but no, maybe Bran is warging this kid.
I was thinking that briefly.
Yeah.
I was like,
Unpleasant.
Yeah.
Unpleasant, not impossible.
Yeah. I believe, again, like I'm not dropping any big spoilers here or anything. I'm pretty sure that there's been a production interview with them where they were like, yeah, the episode will open with Daenerys' contingent arriving in the north or something like that. So this could be one of the opening shots of the season here. Maybe.
I like that Bran's full dialogue there is everything you did brought you to where you are now, where you belong, home.
Yeah.
And this is the home.
Yeah. Showing us Winterfell and Wintertown and like where the series began.
And the Unsullied arriving. That's the Unsullied, right?
It is, yeah, which is a little funny.
Is there anyone more unhappy to be in the north than the Unsullied?
Maybe the dragons.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Like,
Now,
where are they going to find their sand to clean themselves? There's no sand anywhere.
the dragons or the
No,
Unsullied?
the Unsullied.
No, they bathe in the river because remember, Grey Worm is in the river when he creeps on Missandei.
But they also like scrub themselves with sand. It's weird.
Yeah, people do that. IRL.
Chinchillas do that.
Are the Unsullied chinchillas?
I mean, chinchillas are great though.
Spoilers
They
extended.
are.
Are the Unsullied chinchillas? Any insights appreciated. The next picture is probably from the same scene or same rough time frame of Dany and Jon riding among the Unsullied. Dany's wearing a lovely ensemble with red gloves and matching ascot, and a big white fur coat. Jon is wearing just a bunch of smelly pelts, basically.
Smelt.
A smelt, if you will.
Several little small fishes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. I believe this image is faked because they're definitely going to ride dragons to Winterfell. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Yeah, they're coming to Winterfell, right? This is them coming home.
Sure are.
It's this guy right here coming home, and he looks so happy about it too. He's looking just stoked out of his mind.
He's just so broody. Just brooding them at max right now.
Every shot of him in this trailer, he is brooding, or at least probably brooding. We'll get to some of that later.
Yeah, the Twitter account Why Jon Snow Smiled is gonna have a real tough time with this season. Let me tell you.
Gosh, yeah, I think you're right. Because he thought he wasn't banging his relative.
Oh, you think that'll make him happy? He doesn't know it's his aunt right now.
Yeah, right. All right, I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit because we've got Sansa Stark watching Drogon and Rhaegal swoop over Winterfell. As you know, they screech and there's the flapping wings. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys make of this really dramatic shot of the dragons coming in? It's cool. It's like so cool, for the record. That's my reaction.
Do you think this is before or after Jon and Dany have officially arrived.
Ooh.
Oh, I hope it's before. I mean, if they'd already arrived, wouldn't she be down at the gate to meet them?
Unless they'd been there for a while.
Right, and she's like,
oh, I see. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she looks really surprised to see them. I assume this would be the first time that she has.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, just imagine like bringing, you are a parent or a relative, and your other relative is bringing home their new girlfriend for the first time, and they're like, "We also brought the dogs, and they're enormous, and they breathe fire, and we told no one we were doing this."
This
Where
kind of
can we
happened to
keep
me.
them?
I was going to ask,
Except
is this a
for
personal story?
this kind of happened to me, except for the dog didn't breathe fire; it just peed everywhere.
That's kind of like breathing the fire.
Same.
The dragons will do that too.
Oh, dragons have to pee. I haven't thought about this.
Obviously, they have to pee and they have to poo. All right, there was an entire theory about dragon poop.
That's right.
It's hot, apparently, according to
Wait.
George.
Wait, if obsidian is
What?
dragon poop, then couldn't the dragons just fly over the army of like the undead and just poop on them?
Wow, they're
My
the strong
God.
Belwas
So,
of the story.
What we need to do is give the dragons the runs, I think. Maybe feed them a bunch of honeyed
Oh, boy.
locusts or something.
Is it called the flies?
I believe it's called oh fuck, that's such a dumb joke.
So dumb.
It's so good.
It's
amazing.
amazing.
It's really good. So when was the last time, do you think, that a dragon was at Winterfell?
Probably the last time we know when Alysanne showed up to meet Alaric Stark, he made her keep the dragons outside. So the last time a dragon probably went into Winterfell was Jace Velaryon, and that was when he was forging the Pact of Ice and Fire with Cregan Stark.
Wow.
Yeah, word says he left an egg.
What kind of
Whoa.
nerd knows that?
I was actually also thinking it was Jake.
Somebody
so
researching
us
how
too.
strong at the moment.
No, I'm entirely kidding. Yeah. What if brain blast here? You mentioned the egg. I'm getting a Jimmy Neutron style brain blast. What if Arya was running from a baby dragon?
Oh, a baby white dragon.
Oh fuck. Sure, whatever.
The scariest of all things.
Yeah.
She could just throw a shoe at it. I mean,
I think it's a Toon dragon, actually, because Pegasus used the Toon World card.
Oh yeah. Do you
Yeah.
think the Night King has the Toon World card? I hope.
I bet he does, Kaiba boy.
1,000 eyes relinquished.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, they're gonna cover it with Karibos. Anyway, yeah. So another shot follows of the two dragons swooping over the castle. Drogon and Rhaegal. Conspicuously not three dragons, obviously. It makes me wonder if Sansa's going to, you know how like it was a big deal when Dany showed up at the dragon pit last season and she only had two dragons. And Cersei like commented on it. I wonder if Sansa too will comment on there only being two dragons.
Maybe this is how Sam spills the beans. It's like, you only brought two dragons, and then Sam points at Jon and says, no, she brought three.
Oh, that's a great one.
nice.
Or what?
Sam.
To go back to Sam for a second, what if Dany, like, if Sansa asks, you know, like, oh, so do you ride one of those dragons? And Sam just starts like snorting and laughing. And he's like, yeah, she does.
Yeah, gives her a high five.
Yeah, he's like, am I right, Dany? Oh, you don't know?
Ooh, awkward moment.
Yikes.
Is anyone else impressed at like how good Winterfell looks here? Like I know
Right?
they rebuilt it, but I didn't know this much. It was like half destroyed.
Sansa fixed it up good, you know? She was in charge of that.
In theory, the Boltons started some of the
Yeah.
reconstruction.
True.
Like, I don't know about when it happened in the show, but I know that by the time they get there for the wedding, they had started rebuilding the kitchens and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I mean the Boltons do move in yeah, in season 5 or whatever. So yeah.
We're gonna flip this place.
Boltons are totally just gentrifying Wintertown. Fixing it up and selling it for a profit.
Taking out all the avocado bathtubs, painting over the wood paneling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
stripping out the shag.
Turning the first fort into storage space.
No, the first fort is now Ramsay's like podcast recording studio.
His man cave.
Yeah, Ramsay has a podcast in our universe, and it's terrible. Every episode is 20 minutes of him explaining the audio errors from the last episode. He's like, "Oh yes, my hounds were being too loud. Sorry about that. Forgot to plug the mic in." Anyway, that's getting too close to home.
So we don't see Viserion in any of the trailer either.
True. Yes, our ice dragon. Yeah. Conspicuously absent.
He's the uncle we don't talk about. He left the fam.
Yeah, black sheep. White dragon.
He got into a weird cult and nobody knows what's going on with him.
That's literally true. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because people have talked about before, like which dragon will correspond with which person in the books. Rhaegal, I feel like most people have agreed is Jon's, like, quote unquote Jon's dragon. So it's just, I don't know. I find it interesting that the show is doing the same thing there. Suggests that people were onto something when they were guessing that, 4 or 5 years ago.
Well, and that strongly linking the dragons to actual Targaryens really, for me, kind of suggests that in the books that Viserion will not fall to the White Walkers, that he will be taken over by Phaegon and his army.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
I kind of saw it as both, right? Because if Phaegon gets a dragon, and if eventually, like, he and said dragon die in a second dance, there's just this whole, like, dragon carcass,
Right. And then a team of elephants and krakens drag it north.
That's what the elephants are for.
Undead elephants.
Oh my god, undead elephants.
The scariest of all elephants.
That is one of the scariest types of elephants. The first scariest is the African elephant. They're big.
It's true. I noticed something funny about Rhaegal in this trailer. So it's obvious Jon's probably going to ride him. Daniel stay on Drogon. So they had to make Rhaegal the same size as Drogon. It's like, now that Jon's going to ride him, he's got to be a little bit bigger, because previously him and Viserion were much smaller than Drogon.
Yeah, I think Rhaegal is still, like, there's some shots later of them. I think Rhaegal's still, like, slightly smaller, but yeah, he's grown up,
He needed his big boy dragon. He couldn't have the little dragon.
Little pony.
Little pony dragon. Aw, that'd be so great. like Toothless. From the hit franchise How to Train Your Dragon. The next set of shots is Dany approaching Jon as we can say it all together. He broods in the crypts.
He broods. I'm sorry, it's late.
Yeah, sorry, that's okay. Yeah, there's a bit of a delay. Dany approaching Jon as he broods in the crypts. Do you think he's just like, stopping by Ned's grave to be like, Ned, I will be a good son to you? Or is he at Lyanna's statue? Like, holy shit. Where do you guys land on that?
I go for Lyanna. There's this shot in the one coming up with him at the weirwood tree where Ned famously would brood as well. So I think after Jon gets told the secrets of his identity, he just sort of wanders the castle, going to these spots that meant a lot for him, pondering his Starkness versus Targaryenness, who's his real daddy kind of thing, like Ned or Rhaegar, but also just trying to figure out how to make sense of his life now, because he didn't particularly like being the bastard of Winterfell, but at least he knew it. He probably doesn't even know who he is anymore, in like a very deep way.
Right, yeah.
Or he's looking at the statue of himself that we saw from the teaser trailer, and he's like, wow, they didn't quite capture my likeness. Well, look at how full my beard is here.
Oh, I'm not sure that's a full beard.
Wow.
In the statue it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in the statue it's an epic beard. That's like an Odin beard.
Yeah, exactly.
He's looking down because he feels bad that his beard doesn't look like that.
Sorry, Dany, my beard doesn't look that good. She's like, it's fine.
It's fine. It's okay when it's this length is perfectly fine with the Lord's kiss and everything.
She just kind of.
What are we talking about now?
She wishes he would trim it. Like it's a little scratchy, you know.
I wonder if he is upset because they made the statue taller than him.
If you're really my mother, why aren't I as tall as your statue is?
Look how tall Leon is. What happened?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this definitely feels like something that's happening after he's found out his identity. You know, after he kind of knows who he is.
Yeah, those look like the faces of people who know that they're related after they've
gone to the Bone Mountains.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So this is awkward. How do you start that conversation?
So it's
and
like
this is where they do it again, right?
Yeah, right now.
Yep.
On Leon's statue.
Just like never mind. I was gonna say just like that infamous Jaime and Cersei season 4 scene, but it's not an apt comparison, and it's not worth bringing it up. So
this starts another voiceover.
Yes.
With John, he says, "Our enemy doesn't tire."
Oh well, funnily enough, no, fuck. Funnily enough, this boy.
It's
Beefy boy.
It's Chris from Skins.
Speaking of Skins,
I was gonna say neither does his aunt, but
wow, wow.
Gendry's not the only one who's delivering a hammering. If you know what I'm talking about.
Okay, you got to go back to the screenshot before that one though, because I did a really good job of capturing the.
Yes. Ooh,
I was proud of that.
Look at that hammer coming down. Do you think? I feel like so. My impression from this sequence of the forge and then Gendry is that Gendry is just wandering around and then he hears a hammer and he's like, aha, something to do. And he like pinpoints on and locks into it. Probably not.
Yes, he has to sprint over like he's a video game character.
Right.
I mean, he looks like he's been working.
No, he does. He does. Let's come back to that. Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the point of... I was going to say, what's the point of forging things before this battle?
I mean, all I can think of is just like arming every peasant in Wintertown or something. But yeah, like we know that only obsidian kills the White Walkers and only fire kills the whites. Although I think obsidian and Valyrian still kill the whites in the show too.
Yes.
Which is a thing. Yeah.
I mean, they'd be better off giving everybody like Molotov cocktails.
They really would. You're right. And you'd think Tyrion, of all people, could recommend that.
We don't know that Tyrion's there.
Well, I guess that's true. But, you know, I assume he's... Well, yeah. Yeah.
You never know. Maybe they're going to have him rediscover a method of Valyrian steel because when he was with the Brotherhood Without Banners, the thing with the bodkin arrows, I think it was, where he's not just supposed to be like a very good blacksmith, but he's supposed to be like a very, very talented one, like a prodigy kind of character. So maybe they're just going to say, oh, he figured it out.
Right. Well, I mean, he trained with Tobomot.
So yeah.
King's Landing. So.
Yeah, that's true. Tobomot, of course, a Cohoric smith who
reforged ice.
Reforged ice. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe.
Also this shot, it looks like a female blacksmith in the background, which I think is super cool.
Oh, dope. Yeah.
And reminds me of Knight's Tale.
More
That's true. Ooh. And she is Myron. She's Myron Gendry.
Yeah, I'm sorry the arrow's kind of in the way there, but yeah. She's that's how we all look at Gendry.
He is the true steel, if you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely. He's giving it the true steel. Absolutely. Good. Yeah, he doesn't tire. Yeah, I'm glad Gendry's back. I'm assuming he's probably going to meet Arya at some point, right? Like,
yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah. Locked in. Great. Looking forward to that one. Also looking forward to for Hot Pie coming to Winterfell, but that's just speculation. What do we have next? Oh yes, Jorah wheeling his horse in front of Winterfell. Now this looks like one of the many, many shots that we get from the big battle episode. which is all filmed at night, so we're not going to be able to see anything, which is...
everybody wear black. That's the plan.
Everyone wear black.
We'll fight at night. Everybody wear black.
Yes. Yeah. With minimal, just a couple torches. That'll do it. Yeah. The voiceover here is once again, Jon is describing their enemy who doesn't tire. And as we see Jorah, Jon says, doesn't stop. And I think we all wish Jorah would stop, right?
Yeah, I wish he had pumped the brakes quite a long time ago.
But yeah. Slow your roll there, Mr. Mormont. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look like the battle itself yet, right? This looks kind of like prepping, getting set up.
Like a doomsday prepper? Is Jorah a doomsday prepper? He's getting his seeds in his bag ready?
Absolutely. He's got a fanny pack with an EpiPen and 6 Bowie knives. Yeah. He's ready. Absolutely.
He's going into his vault with Varys, the crypts.
Oh, yeah. That's like their bunker. That's their prepper bunker. I think the Starks are preppers, is what we're learning.
I mean, they've got good reason to be.
Yeah, winter is coming. They're like posting on forums all day. People are like, well, this is all theoretical, right? And the Starks are like, winter is coming. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Actually, yeah, they kind of are the doomsday preppers of Westeros. Everyone must have thought they were kind of dicks for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Jorah, he's in this season.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Next up, we have my favorite romance on the show, unironically, Grey Worm and Missandei. I love them. I love them so much.
I'm not opposed to this.
I like that there's like a positive, like generally non-dramatic romance. What with Jon and Dany and all that, we're gonna need some wholehearted smooching, some wholesome, a little bit of that.
Oh, I didn't like that.
No bueno.
Either.
That wasn't good for me.
All right, the review.
Is that how you kiss?
Yeah, I just make that noise and yeah. Mamma mia.
I kind of hope we get a flashback to the book scene. That was my favorite part of their romance.
To the
hand in the book.
Yeah, they cut to Sam's fingers in the book. Yeah.
That's peak romance right there.
So in the voiceover here, Jon is continuing about the enemy, and he says, "Doesn't feel."
Oh.
And then they kiss.
That's a feel bad, I would say.
Oh, they feel
like they've got something to fight for because they feel like the whites don't.
Exactly.
Power of love.
Wait, were you just singing Huey Lewis?
Yes.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, it is the power of love, though. Absolutely. I think, on the Game of Thrones mixtape, that should be the track for Missandei and Grey Worm. Huey Lewis in the News. Power of love. I don't have much to say about these characters. I like them. Next up, we have a character on the walls of Winterfell. Did you get 1 or 2 screenshots for this of them on the wall? Is it I'll just jump. Okay, we'll back up. This screenshot of a silhouetted character. It looks like it's probably Jaime based on the fact that Jaime comes up later.
Except.
I would say it's Brienne, yeah.
The sword is in the right hand.
Yes.
Dun dun dun.
It does look like Brienne.
And the hair looks like hers.
Yeah, Jaime and Brienne have the same hair this season, though. So,
what does it mean?
What does it mean?
They go to the same barber.
How many couples, go out there and they got matching haircuts? That's a statement.
That's a bold statement. Yeah,
commitment.
A bold cut.
We talking about Bran's haircut?
They kind of do have. Oh yeah, true.
Oh God, poor guy. Yeah, it looks like Brienne then probably. I thought it was Jaime at first, but yeah, I think it's probably Brienne. Chloe, Liza, and Arbor suggested they could also be Sandor, but I think she ended up saying no, it looks like Brienne as well. So yeah, Brienne on the walls of Winterfell with fire in the background, and then of course we have Jaime hollering
something,
hooting and hollering. He's
both hooting and hollering in this economy, if you can believe it. Yeah, he's shouting. That's why it kind of makes sense if that's Brienne, and then he's like, no, or
Darth Vader now.
Yeah.
Do we know who that is in the background?
Oh, good question.
It looks like an eye patch. Is that Beric?
What are you looking at?
No, I see an ear.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Whose ear is it?
That could be Podrick, I guess.
Yeah, it might be. Well, so Podrick's with Brienne in another shot, so maybe they're all three up on the walls at some point or something. And also, what is this they're holding here? This weird looking weapon. Is it just like a weird looking axe or something? Like
Is that not Jaime's hand?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
sir. It's yeah. It almost looks like a piece of paper. Maybe it's Ned Stark with his paper shield.
Or what's that sporting thing, like a highlight thing?
Yeah. No, he's got like a
They're gonna launch snowballs at the whites.
Exactly, yeah. I was gonna say he's got a lacrosse stick, but yeah.
I mean, it's highlight. Come on.
Highlight's closer, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of curious what's going on here. Why it doesn't look obviously in the scenes that there are whites on the wall already. So, like, what's going on here? Why is Brienne engulfed in flame fighting her way through? This is kind of why I thought maybe the Golden Company showed up and did turn on them. Maybe this was like a civil war thing going on. But I don't know. Maybe they're just disguising the whites.
Well, if you go back and look at Brienne hacking away there, like, do the enemies really look like zombies?
Not really. They just kind of look like regular dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm wondering, though, if I feel like they've been sort of changing the attitude. Maybe attitude's not the right word. The aspect of the Army of the Dead as the seasons go on. Like, they started out as very shuffling zombies, and then they became kind of scuttly zombies. And then last season, when they were fighting beyond the wall during the White Hunt, I feel like they were basically just like grumpy soldiers.
Oh, true. And like Stannis' troops are all dead out there in the winter, so maybe they pick them up.
Shit! Wow, yeah, interesting.
I mean, yeah, they left a trail of bodies straight from Castle Black to Winterfell, so they're probably picking them all up.
Yeah. Wow. Well, yeah. So my guess is they're fighting whites, and that the whites are just kind of different this season for the sake of having a cool battle. But it could be throwing us off with something else in the mix. I don't know. Oh yes. So our next shot here is Cersei sitting on the Iron Throne. The throne room is basically empty. She's visiting with these two people who are standing in front of the throne. We're gonna zoom in here as much as we can.
Enhance.
Oh god, this is there were a couple of us, Roz on Twitter and Chloe and a bunch of other people. Like, we were all squinting at our screens and getting out magnifying glasses, trying to figure out who these people are. So we've got one in the middle here, which kind of looks like Golden Company guy. He's got those like big adult diaper pants, you know.
Oh, true, yeah.
Then we've got this guy here who looks like Euron wearing his duster, you know. At least that's my guess. Like, you know, he's got that long trench coat type thing. This is probably the Mountain because he's big. There is another figure over here, which I didn't even realize was a person at first. I thought it was just part of the brazier.
He's just some kind of guard.
I think
it's like one of the Kingsguard, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's like
Queensguard, I'm sorry.
Oh, good call. 2 Queensguard at the Mountain, Qyburn, Cersei, Harry Strickland, and Euron, I think is
that's got to be Harry, because if you zoom in, you can see he's got the fancy pants on.
Yes.
Harry.
Wait, is he a wizard?
You're a character now, Harry. He is a character. A what? Yeah, no, I feel like that's what we're looking at. This seems like something we're getting early on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right? Like,
she's still wearing the same outfit.
She is. You can see a pauldron glittering in the torchlight. A single pauldron. Yeah.
I did like the cut from Jaime to Cersei, though, in the trailer.
From
Brienne to Jaime to Cersei.
That's a good point. Yeah, and if we stretch it out even further, from Missandei and Grey Worm kissing to Brienne to Jaime to Cersei, there's like this little romance thread. You know, admittedly a fairly fucked up romance in some capacity, but you know,
Still no Yara. You think this would be where she would show up?
Yeah, exactly. See, and that's what. So some people were saying that maybe this person over here was Yara being like held off to the side, but I don't see it. Think it's just a King's Guard. But it does raise the question of where is Yara? What's going on with that?
Well, the fact that her and Theon are basically not in this trailer maybe means that what's going to happen with them is more of a surprise.
I guess, yeah, right. What? Yeah, I feel like their story is one of the few coming up this season. I just have no clue what they're doing with.
Double like, figure skating.
It could go any way. Great. You've nailed it. I think that's a good one. Man, we do continue to see Cersei here. She's taking a sip of wine. She's having herself a good cry. She's clearly in like some small clothes as well. She's not wearing her bladed armor stuff as well.
And it's not black.
Yeah. She's in her PJs basically, having a glass of wine, having a good cry. Really, she is all of us in this shot. We've all been there.
She is really pulling like the Florence Nightingale. Or no, that's not who I mean. Who is the lady who was the mom?
Nightingale.
No. Florence Henderson. Sorry, not the nurse. The woman who was the mom in the Partridge Family. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm tired. She's the hair.
Nobody's more opposite of Florence Nightingale than Cersei Lannister.
No, you're right.
Cersei's on the battlefield like, ew, there's blood.
Holy shit, she does. She has Carol Brady hair. That's crazy. I knew it looked familiar. Wow. I wonder here, actually, because we have this functionality, I'm going to just really quickly here pull up a picture of Carol Brady.
I was talking about Florence Henderson.
Well, yeah, but Florence Henderson as Carol Brady next to Cersei.
Wow. Dead on.
I see that. I mean, that so similar. That sounded sarcastic. I meant it seriously. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Wow. Yeah. So what? I mean, she's having herself a good cry. What do you guys think she's crying about?
Oh, it could be anything. As someone who frequently has myself a good cry.
She is also, when we last saw her, pregnant. So I don't know. I mean,
but she's drinking. Come on.
Well, yeah.
People used to do that back then when they were pregnant.
That's true.
That's what happened to all the Targaryen kids.
Oh no, they just all had fetal alcohol syndrome.
That's it. That's why they turned into lizards.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, right.
Oh, so this is what lizard people is about.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes, this is true.
Oh wow. What a deeply upsetting conversation.
Oh boy. So to go back to less upsetting, I guess, like what would make her cry? What could be going on here? Well, obviously Jaime left her, so that's probably pretty upsetting. Euron could have betrayed her, and Harry Strickland. It's almost certain that Euron is not going to follow through on whatever he promises.
Yeah.
So she could be left with basically nothing. She maybe gets word of this is after the battle at Winterfell, and she may think Jaime's dead.
Oh yeah, right. Sure.
And then also like the idea that if she had helped, maybe everyone wouldn't go extinct. And like the weight of that crashing down on her, like oh shit.
Right. Some existential dread. Yeah.
I don't know. Those were my ideas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Although Eliana makes a good point. It could be about anything. Cries just happen.
Yeah, maybe she's like, I don't know, holding a portrait of her 3 children who have all died horribly. She's got a lot of reasons to be upset.
Does anyone think she makes it to the end of the season?
This might be an unpopular opinion. I think she makes it to both the very end of the season and the very end of the books.
Oh.
I feel like there's like some Cersei Jaime endgame stuff. Maybe not Cersei Jaime, but like I don't know. There's something about her being sort of one of the original cast. I don't know. Like her hold up at Casterly Rock or something. Maybe she doesn't make it all the way to the end of the books, but yeah, I feel like she's endgame, at least for
I honestly hope she bites it as soon as possible, but you're probably right.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it'll be very different in the books. Whatever is happening with her this season, like we are way off the rails with Cersei, in my opinion. Might be wrong, but then again, maybe not. I mean, maybe in the books, Dany comes in, stomps out young Griff, then has to head north, and Cersei in the power vacuum comes in and like claims King's Landing again or something. Like there's room for that too. I don't know. Maybe it's closer than I would think.
She's a tough broad.
She is a tough broad. Yeah. She raised that whole bunch.
I'm so embarrassed I said Partridge Family instead of Brady Bunch. More so than calling her Florence Nightingale.
So
right, my mom is going to disown me.
I mean, that was a big swing and miss.
I got the Florence part right.
Yeah, she looks like Florence Welch of Florence and the Machine.
She starts singing "The Dog Days Are Over" with Sandor.
Yeah. Yep. And you know, the Mountain is basically a machine at this point. So he's more machine than man now. Great.
Wow.
Here we have Rhaegal tailing Drogon through an icy landscape, flying over what looks like a frozen forest. What is a frozen forest? I don't know why I had to clarify it that way. Yeah, they're hanging out together, swooping and diving. There's no one on their backs, interestingly enough.
Yes, but
we can look at the next shot as well, which is them swooping through these icy canyons.
Is it just me? Like, this doesn't look like in proximity to Winterfell.
No, this looks like north of the wall.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like they're just like free range at this point, I guess.
I was really confused by these scenes. Like the Night King and the White Army are well south of the wall at this point. What could they be doing looking this far north for anything? Like maybe they're just having fun, but it seems like a bad time for it. Maybe they're looking for like Viserion's corpse. I guess that would kind of make sense. I've also wondered if, like I talked about earlier, how Bran's going to be more of a puppet master figure this season. Maybe he told them there's something that they need to go find north of the wall, like the Heart of Winter or that weirwood that the Night's King was created from. Maybe there's like some objective to bringing down the others that they can only get to on Dragonback at this point.
Right, yeah. Yeah, like a desperate mission north of the wall. Or north of the remains of the wall.
Another White Hunt.
Yeah, they need another one. Their first one, like, disintegrated. Yeah.
I think maybe they're blowing off steam, like Dany and John hop dragons and just went off cruising.
Yes, so it's interesting you mentioned that because we don't see John or Dany on the dragons in these shots, but it's possible they were CGI'd out.
Right? I mean, like in trailers for like the Avengers and some of the Marvel movies, they have a history of removing people with, in the CGI or with CGI in order to hide plot points.
And they've done it before with Game of Thrones with the I think it was season 5 trailer where Tyrion is edited out of Dad.
Yes, of the dragon, the pit.
Yeah. And people spotted it because there was an Unsullied whose like foot appeared out of nowhere because it was where Tyrion was. Obviously we don't, as of now, we have not spotted any weird visual artifacts like that. But yeah, I mean, it's entirely possible that this is Dany and Jon riding the dragons, maybe even like really late in the season or something, like you were saying, north of the wall. Maybe the battle fails, but they like know what they have to do, or something like that. Or it could just be the dragons going for a little bit of a hunt, around scavenging.
Maybe it's the equivalent of the trench run in Star Wars.
I was thinking that, like they're picking off womp rats
in their T-16s back home. Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely. They're eating some womp rats, and then they're gonna run down the trench and blow up the Undeath Star.
Use the Force, Drogon.
The heart of Winter.
Yeah, the Simeon star eyes. Death Star eyes. No, didn't hack it. This is fun because people don't usually get all the really shitty jokes that we edit out, you know?
Well, you edit them out? I thought you left them in.
they get most of the shitty jokes, let's be honest. Yeah. So yeah, the dragon's flying, which leads us to this shot, which has been seen in a little promo that HBO did as well. Given what people are looking at up in the sky, Arya's face, probably the dragons, right?
Yeah, she has a pretty big thing for dragons. Like Visenya and Rhaenys have been her heroes for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's like a good character moment where Arya's super excited to see them and blown away, and Sansa's kind of a little afraid of what they mean.
Right.
And that's kind of like their personalities, where Arya's more adventure seeking, I would say.
For sure, yeah. Right. Yeah, I mean, she recognizes that, historically, women who had dragons in Westeros had a lot of power that otherwise they weren't afforded because of their gender. A topic that we covered in our Fire and Blood episode, I believe. I think.
Oh yeah, we did do that.
Maybe. I don't think I was on that one. So
wait, which one?
The Fire and Blood roundup one. Although
we weren't on that episode.
Yeah.
Was that where any of us on that?
Yeah, you were.
Oh.
You and I were, Matt.
Oh.
Nice. I remember this totally.
Yeah, anyway, so the interesting thing here though, the voiceover is Jaime now. And it's Jaime saying, "I promised to fight for the living." And that's actually, I mean, that's what Jon says to Mance in season 3, episode 1. He's like, I want to fight for the side that fights for the living. So there's I don't know. There's some. It's like poetry. It rhymes there.
So
Wow.
Arya is wearing her Valyrian dagger.
Yes.
Why does she need obsidian?
That's a good question.
I think that in the show, right? It's confirmed that Valyrian in the show steel works on others, but it isn't that it works on whites, right?
I think that's true. When Jon was fighting that whole crew, it wasn't until he killed the White Walker that I think the whites actually stopped moving, right?
Yeah, but the Valyrian steel might work like normal steel against the whites, is my understanding.
Okay.
I think that might be right. Yeah, good call. But obsidian works against everything. Is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it even established that that's Valyrian steel in the show?
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, in season 1, I'm pretty sure,
It's got the Valyrian steel and dragon bone hilt.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good call. Why would she need obsidian? Yeah. Maybe Bran will give us some really helpful clarification on what works against what types are super effective against what other types.
The Professor Oak, finally.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it works so perfectly.
Professor
Bran is like Bulbapedia. Oh, Bran is the Pokedex. He's the Rotom.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Bran
He's
is
Bulbapedia.
the small Rotom.
Oh my god.
Professor Weirwood. Okay, somebody needs to draw this.
Yeah. Hi, welcome to the world of Pokemon.
Wait, Professor Weirwood is actually perfect because they're all different trees.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Holy shit.
It's good. That's good stuff. All right. This is Grey Worm. Someone just farted and it smelled real bad, and he's making a face about it. Sorry. No, I mean he puts on his helmet and he looks determined here. It's a nice little shot, and it's clearly the battle again, right? Outside the walls of Winterfell, with the Unsullied.
Neat.
Standing at their head. It's neat. Snap. Next picture. So once again, a picture of a man brooding.
It's Ned. Wait.
Oh.
It's not Ned.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of wish it was. Clearly the Winterfell heart tree, Jon going there. Although someone pointed out, like, where's the pool if this is Winterfell? It's like, there's ice and snow. It's okay.
It's frozen. You can see a dip in the ground where the pool is, but it's frozen over. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. See that? You person on the internet, you were wrong.
It's all frozen over. Yeah, I think this will be a pretty cool moment. And I especially like the scene construction of it. It's such a stark image. And it connects back to Ned, and I really like it. I made it my Twitter background thing because it's such a cool picture.
Dude, your audio is like popping and zopping.
Oh shit! Hang on, that's Slack. I'm sorry.
You.
There we go.
Doofus. Okay, all right, great. It wasn't too bad.
Okay.
And we're doing it live, so it doesn't matter.
Doing it live. Well,
yeah.
It's interesting though that John is going to talk to see a weirwood when the living weirwood Bran is probably like sitting in a room somewhere. He could just go talk to him too. They're like the same thing at this point.
Fair enough. I mean, it's definitely him trying to get in Ned's mind, right? Ned's head.
Understand why he hid the truth from him.
Yeah,
all that other kind of stuff.
Do you think we're gonna see Sean Bean in this season?
I want that more than anything this season. I want the Sean Bean flashback.
You want that Bean? Yeah.
Yeah, what if like how Bran was able to like connect with Hodor across time? What if you can make Jon and Ned talk?
That'd be amazing. If he could be like so Bran is now like the server on which chats are hosted.
He's Google Hangouts.
He's yeah. He's Google Hangouts. That's wonderful. Yeah. Poor Jon. He's got a rough one. He's got a lot to brood about. It's a lovely image though. Also, it looks kind of like Narnia a little bit.
Ooh, true.
Just throwing that out there. All right. Now, next up we have the Hound having a Vietnam flashback right here. There's fire in the background. It's kind of a cool looking image, really.
Fire bad.
Fire equals bad. Hound equals sad.
Yep, his obligatory. He is in this season.
Yeah. He's not looking happy. It's clearly that same battle, like the orange fog and all that we've seen in a couple other scenes, right? Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about the Hound. I expect him to die this season myself.
The Entertainment Weekly cover has him and Gregor crossing swords, so they're at least making you think maybe just this time Clegane Bowl.
It's possible.
Didn't they say they staged that though? I mean,
yeah, James Hibberd said like this is our attempt to try and make Clegane Bowl happen or something.
I guess they don't know. It still could happen.
That's true. Yeah.
Hibberd probably knows already.
Yeah, the hipster knows. He knows much and more. And zopping on over to the next one, Jaime is finishing his line here where he says, I promised to fight for the living. I intend to keep that promise. I will say here, the windows in this room, we see them in a later shot with Dany in Winterfell. Like we know she's well, I guess we don't know she's in Winterfell, but it's the building she's in. So wherever he is now, he is in the same place Dany is. So probably Winterfell. So this is him probably swearing his sword at Winterfell. Looking pretty disheveled.
Yeah, Jaime's gonna have a tough time getting through the walls of Winterfell. Is there anybody there who would be happy to see him except Brienne? I think it's just her. Maybe Tyrion.
Yeah, maybe Tyrion. Yeah. Actually, that would be really interesting if Tyrion's the one who like lets him in or invites him in or something.
Although, I mean, the person with the biggest beef with him would obviously be Bran, but at this point, he's so removed from being himself. I'm not even sure he would care. Some people have speculated that the speech earlier may have been directed at Jaime, that like in sort of like you pushed me out the window so I could become the three-eyed crow kind of thing.
Interesting. I hope that the Jaime Bran meeting isn't just Jaime being like, I'm sorry, and Bran's like, I'm a robot, I don't care.
I don't think Jaime would apologize.
I would be so bummed out if that scene happened. I feel like there has to be more resolution to this like really fundamental thing in the story of Bran getting thrown from the tower.
That's interesting because I feel like there doesn't have to be resolution because it really irked me, the whole cat scene that they made up where she was crying over the fact that she wished bad for Jon when he was a little kid.
Okay, that is, yeah.
Like it's okay to let the characters have some unresolved angst.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, like in the books, there's that whole thing where like Bran is repressing the memory. And so I think in the books, we're going to get a confrontation with that trauma. But in the show, they haven't really played that up as much. So it wouldn't, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just hope it doesn't suck, I guess.
I'm not even sure Dany would be that upset with him because, unlike the Dany of the books, the show Dany kind of has come to the point that the Mad King was an asshole who had it coming. The book Dany is much more in denial about the murder, about the death of her father.
That's a really interesting. That had not even occurred to me that he killed her father. Literally, like, yeah, wow.
Yeah. And Jon's grandfather, right? Yeah.
What? Well, Jaime didn't kill. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, he killed Jon's grandfather.
Right. Yeah.
Who killed Jon's grandfather?
Right.
I did.
This is why he needs the family.
No. I'm saying Jaime killed Jon's grandfather, who had already killed Jon's grandfather.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a bloody mess.
It's yeah. Wow. Jaime really is a kind of nexus of just killing and maiming people who are important to other people. Hope that doesn't come back to bite him too much, But yeah, that'll be really interesting to see him and Dany interact. Now we have a really quick shot that comes up next, which is a hand grabbing a spear. It could also be a bow. We've got this bowstring on the side of the screen. I don't know how well you guys can see that.
Yeah, I thought it was a spear at first because it looked kind of cylindrical, but it does look like the person has like the protectant, like the forearm protection that you would wear as an archer.
Right. Yeah.
To keep the bowstring from scraping.
So who do we know that's an archer that's at Winterfell?
There's only one really good archer in A Song of Ice and Fire, and it's Euron Greyjoy.
Great point. There is, so it's funny, I've been rewatching the earlier seasons, and like there's this whole thread of Arya learning to shoot a bow that kind of gets dropped after a while, but it's the first thing she does in the show is shoot the bow past Bran. So it could be Arya. I feel like there's a off chance it's Arya. But
was there ever the training thing with Sam in the show? I know in the books Jon forces them to do the archery practice.
Sam shoots a crossbow in the battle at Castle Black, but I'm not sure he ever actually picks up a longbow or even a short bow like this one. Yeah.
Plot twist, it's Brynden Rivers back from the dead with his weirwood arrow.
And 2 good eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. What if it's Edmure? Oh fuck, what if it's Edmure? Because he shot the arrow, the Hoster Tully's funeral. Like
he's just gonna miss more shots.
Yeah, I hope it's Edmure and he makes it. All right, that's the character arc I want.
Exactly.
As an Edmure stan.
Exactly. We know he's going to be in this season. Now, I believe there was also Robin Arryn in season 6, maybe, who was shooting a bow and arrow and like fucking up entirely. And we know he's going to be in this season as well. So honestly, I feel like there's a deep pool here for this like half-second shot of someone grabbing a bow that could just be a random soldier.
This means something.
It means something. It's important. We need to do a finger analysis. Whose hand looks like this? Who's got that curvature? There's a nice hip right here as well.
So moving on anyway.
Yeah, moving on.
Oh wow, we're examining hips now.
Yeah.
The hips don't lie.
They don't lie. This is Jon charging at the camera through smoke and fog. Never seen this one before.
I've seen speculation on this already that maybe this is after the battle went really poorly. Like maybe he led a charge, everybody died, and he's running back.
I like that idea. Run away.
Well, I mean,
he should make sure to zigzag.
Yeah. Yep. That's an interesting idea because it does look like shit's going down behind him. Doesn't look great. Now what is this here? This is these are armored men.
Also running.
I think they were running like after Jon, or or not after Jon, but like running behind someone, charging out a gate or something in the trailer.
This looks like the Winterfell main gate, so maybe the survivors are running back. These guys are running to open the door for them.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, sure. I think that's Jon in the front. You can see his curly hair right here. He said, making up that entirely.
That's a splotch. That's a dark splotch.
I'm just saying that's absolutely Jon. I just want to make outrageous like claims that might be right, so that when they're right, I can be like, "Ha!"
Okay. So that's Arthur Dayne on the right. You can tell from the helmet.
You can. It does look just like Arthur Dayne.
Actually, that kind of does look like Targaryen armor. That's weird.
It does. That is odd. Okay, now we've got horses running through snow. Cavalry charge.
Neat.
Living horses. Okay, this is a fun one here.
This is my favorite shot in the trailer.
It's so cool looking. It's really unique. Like, out of all these other very kind of standard battle shots, like this is so cool.
It has color. It's
Yeah.
not just black
Exactly. There's a big blue
or
sky.
orange.
Yeah, the two colors, ice and fire. So obviously it's Drogon and Rhaegal standing over just a bunch of burned animal bones. They had a big goat feast, big goat roast. Yeah. Jon and Dany, I guess they're going out to meet the dragons. Do you think they rode the dragons?
That's what I think. I think this is far away from Winterfell, and maybe they rode the dragons out to have a nice dinner, and then they took a walk, and then
Had a nice night on the town.
I see some short ribs in there, and like some that's delicious.
Well, this looks like from Drogon when he was in the Great Grass Sea on his own, basically. This is like where he made his nest. Maybe this is their nests. And I speculated that behind Jon right there, maybe there's a clutch of dragon eggs.
That's the speculation of an insane person.
It is. You know what?
No, I'm just
the dragons can change gender. The way they're approaching it and the way it's being hidden, there could be something in between them right there, and like a clutch of dragon eggs would actually be pretty cool.
That's a really interesting idea. Yeah, if like, I mean, it feels like Jon and Dany are like,
it feels like they're intruding on a nest, basically.
And I was gonna say like they're coming to find out what the dragons are doing. Like, hey guys, where you been? What are you up to? And it would be interesting if the dragons are like fucking off from the battle because they want to protect their eggs. That would be kind of an interesting. Okay, all right. Maybe not as insane as first said. Yeah,
it's unusual too that Drogon is sharing his space. He doesn't usually do that, from what I remember. He's kind of a lone dragon, as it were, even when they were allowed to all fly free. So if he's hanging out with Rhaegal, then I don't know. Maybe there's a love connection there, like Dany and Jon.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
And actually, we don't even know their genders.
That's exactly. Yeah, we don't.
It's kind of funny. She did name them all after men.
Yep.
But
I think it was in Fire and Blood where somebody said basically like, we don't know what gender they are until an egg pops out. Like nobody knows how to inspect the undercarriage, I guess.
Because it's not, well, technically it's not gender, it's like sex, right? And also it's because it's like in Jurassic Park.
Yes.
I'm not joking. I'm very sure George was inspired by Jurassic Park.
Oh, 100%.
Developing how he's like, the dragons just switch between being male and female to reproduce. And like he talks about how the dragons are inspired by like the only like real two-winged giant reptile-esque things, which is what? He says like we have real things that do this like birds and then dinosaurs. I'm like, all right, well, Jurassic Park. I'm just saying.
I think he means pterodactyls.
Yes, but also Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, yeah. The frog gene thing.
Yeah. All right, so Dany and Jon walk towards their big frogs, and let's see. Up next we have Sansa looking disappointed, wistful, smoky-eyed. The cut here makes it look like she's looking at Dany and Jon, or at the dragons or something.
She looks concerned. She's got those two concern lines above her eyebrows.
She does. She's got some worry. Yeah. Oh, she's gonna get wrinkles if she keeps. I don't know. Whatever. She looks like Dark Phoenix here. That's.
Yeah. She looks like she's on the walls of Winterfell again.
Yeah.
I would railing behind her.
It almost looks like the beginning of the shot where she looks up and sees the dragons. Like she's squinting into the distance. Like, what the fuck is that?
Well, the shot that we saw, it was a stone sort of parapet. So I guess unless this is from the other direction. So
I think this is the interior like wooden walkway that they use as a set piece over and over again.
That could be. That could be. That looks like it. Yeah. All right. Coolio. Here we have. I honestly couldn't recognize this at first. That's Arya, making a face as she spins around and fights something. Looks like she's inside Winterfell. Smoky and orange. Yeah.
Something's on fire.
Something's on fire. I don't think she has the wound on her head, or if she does, it hasn't bled as much yet.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, and we can't really see it in this photo, but she is hacking down several things, cutting her way through them.
We haven't really seen her in action with multiple, like in a battle scenario versus.
Yeah, she's a duelist, isn't she? She's a one-on-one. Yeah, I wonder if she still gets her flanking bonus. Her like 5d6, flanking.
She's a rogue. She does it
battle.
from behind.
She did.
I think there's a feat you can take.
Yeah. She gets a free attack of opportunity every time Jon hits someone. That's what it is.
I think I figured out why there's flames everywhere. Like Viserion breathes blue fire now, but like after it catches something, it wouldn't stay blue, would it? Because the color has to do with temperature. So if he just roasted the parapets of Winterfell, maybe it would turn orange after a little bit.
That's a fair idea.
That would explain why everyone's panicking up on it.
Yeah.
Other than
or Viserion convinces his dragon brethren to turn on the humans.
To form the Blue Eyes White Ultimate Dragon.
Exactly. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. No! That's impossible!
Wow.
Dany looking as though she's just so done. We have all been here, this face, We've all felt that way. Those are the windows, by the way, from the Jaime shot earlier. So this could be her with Jaime. This could be her just looking bummed.
I kind of hope this happens right after Bran or Sam tells Dany and Jon about Jon's parentage, and then Jaime shows up. She's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Really bad timing, dude.
But who better to mentor her in incest and talk through those feelings and be that incest therapist than Jaime and be like, yeah, I've been there.
You can't help who you love.
I'm picturing like the Captain America style, so you're in detention thing, but like it's Jaime sitting down in a chair backwards, like, so you've decided to commit incest.
Oh my god. I can't believe that. You're right. He would have great insight into how to carry on an incestuous relationship. God damn it.
Absolutely, yeah. Now we're about to come up on a shot that's a first for this trailer. It's the first shot of Tyrion.
Hey.
He's looking worried. He's looking up.
He has red hair.
Yeah,
it looks like they made it more blonde than it used to be.
Tully?
He's a Tully. He's Edmure.
Tully.
He's Edmure in disguise. He's wearing the hand pin.
Secret Tully.
What is he standing on? Is this a beach? Like, what is this surface? What is this?
It doesn't look like snow.
Yeah, it looks like
really dirty snow.
I was gonna say that's like the snow after the plows have gone through it. It really does kind of look like a beach or something, right? A little bit. The moon.
Kinda.
Looks like the moon.
Oh, he's on the moon. That makes sense.
That's the surface of the moon.
I don't know why in this picture he looks like an adorable dog, like some kind of like labradoodle or something like that.
Aw, yeah.
He's kind of have puppy dog eyes.
He does,
and the way the hair is all like weird and curly, kind of like some sort of doodle mix.
Little doodle, yeah. No, he's looking dapper. He's looking fine. This is the only time we see him, so. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's unexpected. Or maybe not unexpected, but at least odd.
Maybe it just means his scenes in the season aren't very exciting. Like, we've seen a lot of action shots. I don't expect Tyrion to have tons of action experience.
Yeah,
but I mean, he has fought in several battles.
It's true.
Yeah, he has.
He did work with that shield.
And his axe, and he chops off that dude's leg in Blackwater. It's really funny. The next shot is of a dragon breathing fire at the camera. It looks a lot like the shot in one of the season 6 trailers, I think it was, of dragon breathing fire at the camera. It might be different, but
why waste good CGI?
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting though that it's Tyrion looking up and looking worried, and then a dragon breathing fire.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of an interesting cut, connecting Tyrion to like being dragon burned. Yeah. I mean, there's not much to say about the dragon other than that. It's cool. It's a nice point of view. Now, this is where we get into the very end of the trailer. The Unsullied are in formation. The music has ended except for a single note. The Unsullied are looking fine. I don't know if you noticed, but they've covered up their bare arms. They used to have, bare arms. They clearly got some under armor.
It's cold.
It is cold. Pod looks to be about 43 years old.
Did he grow a wispy mustache?
He sure did. And he also he put on, about 20 pounds and went bald, and I don't know.
And
he looks like Pod's older brother.
How tall is Gwendolyn Christie?
She's huge. So
And
is he like kneeling?
He's above her shoulder.
Yeah. He's grown up. Oh, you know what? So these guys in armor that we see, they're the guys in armor from the previous shot, and it's the Knights of the Vale because you can see the falcon on the shield.
Oh.
So that's who it was.
And actually, if you look at their helmets, like their heads stop way below the top of their helmet. So I think they're trying to make Brienne not look quite as huge by giving them like super tall helmets.
That's adorable. Yeah. Some guy's gonna get like an arrow through the top of his helmet, and it'll go.
What's up there? There's nothing up there.
It's like a chef's hat. Look at this fucking dork.
It's like a cone head.
Look at this guy. Oh, I'm a Knight of the Vale. Yeah, excellent. Our next shot, Jorah looking concerned. Also looking like 60. I don't know how old Ian Glenn is, but
he's older than 60.
No way, seriously?
I'm pretty sure.
Holy heck. I'm looking it up because I believe you.
No. Wow, he's 57. Close.
57. He's not looking good.
That's that HD.
Yeah, and he did recover from grayscale. And then of course it ends on this shot of the undead horse legs coming into view. Tap tap, walking into the snow.
Prancing.
And that's Winterfell in the background.
That sure is. Yeah. So definitely with the army at the front. So, the army of the dead is behind. Oh yeah, it's happening. Yeah, it's very exciting.
Is that the first shot of a White Walker or a white in general in this entire trailer?
Oh, good point.
I think outside of like battle scenes where things are ambiguously being hacked at, yeah, it is. Like,
a part of me thinks like this is a very cool shot, but it's also like because it's horse legs, they're like just I don't know, they're so dainty, especially because they're like undead.
Yeah. Yeah. You do kind of wish they'd had like the Night Walker's Night King's legs.
It's like it's reindeer, it's Santa.
Yeah, it's like,
Christmas.
It's like that Weird Al song, the Night Santa Went Crazy.
Oh, see, I was thinking of a different song, which is "Legs" by ZZ Top.
He's got legs, knows how to use them.
Yeah,
see, I was thinking Grandma got run over by a reindeer, but
oh no. in this scenario, Ian Glenn is the grandma, who gets run over by a reindeer.
It's actually interesting right here because the White Walkers never go in front of their army. They always let them. They are in the middle or let them go in front of them. So if this is a White Walker riding their undead horse, what's going on that they're in front? They don't. Maybe
it's a scout.
They have whites for that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe this is like a parlay.
I think it's going to be an echo of the ending scene from season 2 where Sam looks up and he sees the White Walker on the horse, like pointing the spear
same one
and going, ah! Like it could be that kind of thing.
Maybe it's cold hands on the elk.
Oh shit! At last, yeah, at last. Thank goodness.
He somehow survived with his spinny chain thing.
Yeah. No, that's Benjen. That's a separate character.
Right. That's Cold Hands.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
This is Cold Hands. Yeah. Yeah, and then that's literally the end of it.
Oh, wait, no, it's obviously Lady Stoneheart.
Well,
on her undead horse.
That's a great point because, you know, I've been handed this card by my production assistant. Thank you, production assistant. That says that the title of the last episode of the series is going to be Lady Stoneheart is in this one. So
Yes.
this is the big finale where Lady Stoneheart rides out with an army of book-only characters and slaughters the show characters.
And Strong Belbus comes out and
That's
he
right.
farts, not
Okay.
oops, in the direction of the army of the undead.
Nimble Dick laughs and tells a dirty joke.
That's right. That's right. Sir Hyle Hunt is completely average. Yeah, it'll be great. Septon Maribald. Looking forward to it. There's some notable things that we didn't see in this trailer, right? Obviously we didn't see a lot of Tyrion, but we didn't see Euron except as maybe in the throne room. And barely saw the Golden Company at that.
We don't see them in any shots in the north.
Yeah, true. Oops.
Melisandre's nowhere to be seen.
Good point.
Completely absent.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, Ghost, hashtag where's Ghost. Although I saw Kim Renfro, I think in her article, she said she maybe saw him in one of the battle scenes, but I wasn't sure. It looked pretty blurry.
That sounds like wishful thinking, but they have said that Ghost will be in this season. So, you know, it'll come eventually, right? Yeah.
A tinfoil theory, Daenerys is wearing a white fur coat with a lot of red in it. Is that just Ghost? Like skinned as a pelt?
Jesus Christ. That's truly awful. That's horrible.
That was her dress from last season.
Made of Ghost?
No.
I'm sorry, listeners. I take it back.
I cannot believe this. Yeah, that's shocking. Shocking and actionable.
There has to be a Yu-Gi-Oh card where I can undo this.
Reverse trap, yeah.
Nailed it. Reverse trap. You activated my trap card, me.
I dispel the magic of that joke. And yeah, Gilly was kind of in the trailer a little bit, but not really.
Theon and Yara.
Theon and Yara, those are the big ones, really. It's the Greyjoys. It's Euron, Theon, and Yara.
Are they in those 3 tiny ships?
Right, yeah. Are they in, like, will they be at the battle somehow? Or is there going to be a whole separate plot with, like, Cersei and the Greyjoys and Theon and all that in the
dogs.
south? And what?
And dogs.
Dogs?
The whole Ramsay dog, Yara,
Oh.
Theon.
Okay, yeah, right. Yep. Absolutely, yeah. They're gonna.
There will be at the mountains. There will be a hound or like a Clegane.
Yeah. Wow. What if Theon goes up against the mountain because, like, to overcome the dogs?
And then the mountain goes to kick him in the balls again,
Wow.
but it doesn't work.
And Theon goes to cut off his head, but it doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, their superpowers, respectively. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, this definitely got me fucking hyped for April 14th. I mean, I kind of like, I'm excited for the season. I also kind of just want to, like, get it over with, but not in a bad way. Like, I just want to know, like, I want to experience it. At this point, the hype is starting to awaken. I don't know how you guys are feeling about the season. Kind of closing thoughts here.
This trailer made it felt real because we had been so long between seasons. It was like, it's never really going to show up. And then you see this and it's new footage and the date is at the end of it. And somehow it just sort of like made it click in a way it hadn't before. I'm like, oh shit, we're only like a month away from this. And then so like so it'd be like what, 2.5 months until the end of it? Doing one a week?
Gosh.
And that's it.
Yeah. It's 6 weeks. It's April 14th to May 19th every Sunday. That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah, this made it feel real.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like unlike other trailers that we've had in previous seasons, that this one didn't give us a lot of clues in terms of the plot. That this was a lot of stuff that we already knew kind of was going to be happening because most of it centered around the battle at Winterfell.
Yeah.
So it was nice, and it was a whole lot of visuals crammed into one, a minute and 45 seconds basically. But
Right.
there's not a lot to theory craft off of it. Not a lot of tinfoil.
No, yeah, certainly. That's a good point. It confirms basically the production stuff that they've already told us. Yeah.
You just
Eliana.
wait. I can make up tinfoil about this.
Oh, I mean, you have the dragon eggs.
Oh
thing.
yeah,
that's a coup.
I'm just getting started, baby.
Yeah, just warming up. Eliana, do you have any closing thoughts on this trailer?
I think there's actually quite a bit to think about. I don't know that it. I mean, obviously, it doesn't tell us much that we didn't know to anticipate in the last season, but it's. We'll obviously talk about it more throughout the season, but it's so interesting. Like Matt was saying, like the end is almost near. Like you're saying, it's a cultural moment. It's weird to see it start to see the start of the ending.
For sure, yeah. All the big stuff is finally happening. Yeah. Well, last question: do you guys think there's going to be another trailer or anything, or is this it?
This is a pretty late one, isn't it? Like compared to the other seasons.
I think it's a little later than usual. Yeah.
I would. Well.
And we're
I
just
don't
over a
actually
month
know.
out. Yeah.
I mean, this obviously lit the internet on fire today. Do they need to do it again? Maybe. What did they risk giving away too much?
Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the end of Game of Thrones. It's like it's not like people aren't gonna watch it already.
True.
Like, what's the? Is there a big upside to releasing another one?
Yeah.
This, of course, wasn't the first trailer.
Well, as someone said, like what they're selling here isn't Game of Thrones. Like they know people are going to watch it anyway, right? It's Game of Thrones was such a huge success for HBO, and you can see how with the previous teaser trailers, they've been tying and burying the Game of Thrones teasers in with a bunch of their other shows that are coming up soon. Like this isn't marketing for Game of Thrones. This is like marketing for HBO, and please keep watching HBO even after Game of Thrones is done. That is what this is.
Sure. Yeah. It's part of that larger campaign. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially with the prequels. There was a quote today out of the new head of HBO that he was wondering if they can even do 2 prequels or even 1. Like, so it's up in the air.
Interesting.
That may have just been like maybe something to light the fire under the butts of the people making the prequel shows that are coming out. But clearly, HBO has plans after this season. I think Eliana's right on with that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. I think those are some good thoughts. And I think it's with those thoughts that we will end our evening at the Quill and Tankard. As always, thank you for listening. Thank you to everyone who shared their thoughts online about the trailer today. We cited some of our friendos. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. I don't have my text up, so I'm completely forgetting everything. But you can find us on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter as well, where you should, in order to get that sweet HBO shill money, smash the MF and like button. Yeah, we will be doing regular coverage like we did last year. We haven't really talked about the plan for that yet, so but you can expect that you will hear our dulcet tones on this and other podcasts as the show ramps up. Because lots of people have lots of hashtag content planned. So with that being said, I have been Bookshelfstud, aka Michael.
And I have been Eliana, also known as Glass Table Girl. Is that the other way around?
Yeah,
Michael, you mixed it up. What are you
I
doing?
did it backwards.
My God.
Yeah. It's so weird.
And I have been Glass Table Girl, aka Eliana.
Wow.
I always go the other way. So I'm going to say I'm Matt, also known as JoeMagician.
That's what you always say.
Is it? I thought I went the other way.
No, that's what you always say.
Oh, okay.
Literally
so I've been
always.
JoeMagician, also known as Aegon.
There you go.
And I've been Fat Walda, also known as Fat Walda.
Perfect. Thank you for listening, everyone, and we will catch you on the zippity zappity.